Hello everyone, and welcome back again. I'm trying I'm trying to keep myself occupied. I've gone as far as I can really with the restoration of the Dinky toys I wanted to do, and I thought, what can I do next, which is going to be okay for me to do. And I was thinking about it last night, and I thought, I know what I can do. I can dig out my old 9F, which was one of the first trains I bought. Not the first, but one of the first. And I bought this from Trains for You in Peterborough. And it was quite an expensive model at the time. So I'm going back about 10, 11 years ago, I would think, maybe a fraction more. And it ran fine, and then for some unknown reason one of the connecting rods came loose, got tangled up and got bent out of hell, and so I started stripping it down, and I'm going back probably about 8 years now, so I can't remember totally what happened, but I don't know why I did it, but I stripped it right down, and didn't really put it back together again. I just shoved it in the corner and forgot about it until today. And so I hoiked it out. It was covered in dust, sawdust, everything you can imagine, and it was in a terrible state. It was taken apart completely. There was nothing really left on it except the main body shell and the chassis, but all the connecting rods had been taken off. The cylinder block here was off, and when I took the body off, for some reason, I don't know why, but this was DCC ready. For some reason, in my infinite wisdom, I decided that I would take the wiring out. So there's no wiring in this at all. So I looked at it and I thought, is it really worth repairing? And I thought, well, yeah, I mean, it is worth repairing. And of course, it will give me something to do as well. So, I mean, it's a really nice Hornby 9F. It's got sprung buffers, it's nicely detailed. And really, there was nothing wrong with it, to be honest, apart from what I said, that the valve gear here was all, the connecting rods were all mangled up. Anyway, I got all the parts that I could see, along with the loco and the tender, and I wasn't even sure at that time whether this was tender driven or not. I didn't think it was. I was pretty sure it was loco driven. Because it was DCC ready. Anyway, I took it apart, took the body off, and yes, it was DCC ready. There's a DCC chip up the top here. Well, not the chip, because the chip wasn't in there. They must have taken it out and used somewhere else. So the first thing I did was to try and straighten out all the connecting rods, which I've done. I then cleaned it all, thoroughly cleaned it, got all the dust off, the sawdust. Where the sawdust came from, I do not know. And I wired it up temporarily just to see if the motor went, and the motor went fine. So I put it all back. I wired it up for DC, because I haven't got the wiring in here yet for DCC. There's no wiring at all on the small adapter plate for the decoder to go in. That I've taken that all off for some reason. I haven't a clue why. So I initially have just wired this up for DCC just to get it going. Which is at the stage I'm at now. So everything's cleaned up. The body shell and the tender body shell is all cleaned up. I've cleaned all the wheels up, took all the wheels out. I didn't have to quarter them at all, I just took the whole lot out as an assembly. And cleaned all the back faces, the running faces, cleaned all those up with a fiberglass pencil. And she runs. This is DC, not DCC. Now it's got a slight wobble on it, but this is on a rolling road, and you always seem to get a slight wobble on steamers on rolling roads, but on the track they seem to calm down a bit once they've got a few coaches behind them. They don't wobble so much. And it goes like hot off a shovel. Look at that. In both directions. And it runs reasonably slow. Bearing in mind this is DC, that's pretty good for DC. I know that when I get a chip in here, a DCC chip, it will go even better than that. But that's a promising start. So I've got a nice clean loco. Mechanically it seems fine. All I've got to do now is to strip all this back again and rewire it for DCC. And I shall use the same coding as normal, which is red and black for the track and orange and grey for the motor, and then connect that all up to the terminal in here for the DCC chip to fit into. I'm going to have to borrow a chip from another loco because I haven't got any spare 8-pin decoders left. But if I can just borrow one just to get it going, then I know that it's all okay. And I can get another chip for this, or decoder, whatever you want to call them. So I chuffed to bits with that, because that was just, say, that's been lying around for about 8 years doing nothing, just collecting, literally collecting dust and sawdust. I haven't got a clue where the sawdust came from. So that's another loco almost ready for the track on Lakeside. So I'll have this, the Evening Star, and the Crosty to run. Strangely, it's got the large decoupling at the back. I'm surprised about that, but not really when you consider it's Hornby. They're going to persist in putting in their large D, especially 10 years ago. I guess they would have still been putting the large D-ring couplings on the back. It's only screwed on with one screw, so I might look into putting a NEM pocket in the back there on the tender. I won't bother with the front. Put a NEM pocket in the back here and see if I can utilise the smaller couplings, because I don't think I've got many coaches left now which are the large couplings. So anyway, just a short video just to show you that I'm not just sitting on my backside doing nothing. I am trying to keep myself occupied until the February when I have my operation, and hopefully it'll be alright. But this is a good start. I'm pleased with this. So what I will do tomorrow, I'll break for this now, but tomorrow I will take this body off and do the wiring for it, for the DCC socket and borrow a chip from somewhere. And actually I might pop up to Trains for You and buy a chip from them. But I will borrow a decoder first before I do that, just so that I know that it works. I'm really pleased with that. That's come out looking lovely. And it runs perfectly. Happy with that. Okay, that's all there is for today, I'm afraid. So take care, enjoy your weekend, and I'll speak to you again soon. I'll probably show you the video of this when it's in DCC mode, and show it running then. Okay, bye for now. Bye.